How bad could it be, right? Well, it's kind of like watching your grandparents do it on a big screen, Jumbotron, at the Super Bowl, and then they clap for you afterwards because you're the grandson that watched it, or granddaughter. Yeah, it's called 365 This Day, as if not to get it confused with 365 That Day. It's the worst piece of garbage I've seen on Netflix. This is the worst movie. It's so much worse than the original movie, it hurts me. I watched it, my friends watched it, we all subjected ourselves to it, we cut it up, and now I'm doing a review on it because I hate myself. I have Banana Man on top of me. I'm going to use him to illustrate some of the graphic scenes that I cannot show because 70% of this movie is that. It's just gratuitous, sensual scenes that have nothing to do with the movie. There's no semblance of a plot. There's maybe 5 minutes out of the whole hour 30 of a plot. Goes nowhere. The twists are so bad, M. Night Shyamalan would be like, that sucks, even for me. Honestly, I don't know how they even got a budget for this movie, but at this point, I feel like Netflix is just laughing at everyone who even watched this. It panders to women, but not even in the same way that the first movie did. The first movie at least pandered to them as like a fantasy novel thing. This is basically a girl who is just getting her way and still being an annoying B-word. I don't even know why I'm saying B-word, because she's a bitch. And this movie has taken my sanity. Please, if you're sitting down and you're ready to enjoy the journey with me, Beanie Man died. Hope you enjoyed this review of 365 Days, the sequel. As usual, I'll be taking a shot every time something's too thirsty. Before we do though, please consider subscribing if you liked the video at the end of it. We're on our way to 500k. That would be awesome if we get there. As well as that, do follow me at sixteenleo_ on my Instagram. That way you can give me more ideas for bad movie reviews, because I just love it. No, really though, like if you go onto IMDb, the score is 2.5 out of 10, which is a whole 0.8 less than the first predecessor. If you look at some of the user reviews, mindless garbage, nothing but since one of the worst movies I've ever seen, worst movie ever made, biggest regret of my life. What the hell? I'm not even cherry picking, those are one after each other, and when you have everyone coming together to hate on something, you know it's bad. Like Amber Heard. Things I want you to note before we start this video: many scenes I had to cut out because most of them were sensual, and apparently they got everyone in Poland to sing a song. I'm not sure why this movie has so many songs. Like every 2 minutes another Polish man seems to have found a mic and been like, yeah, we are going to party. Anyway, let's take a look at the movie. An open mind production, and you're gonna need to have an open mind to watch this piece of of a movie.
You gave me 365 days.
The movie starts with the title 365 DNI 10 Zimmer. It also starts with a song that tells you that you're watching 365 days. Can you imagine if you were watching the Titanic and a song came on by Celine Dion and she's like, the Titanic, the ship is gonna hit the iceberg, it's a love story. Now I wish movies actually had that at the start.
I never wanted to feel so.
I'll never leave you again. 'Cause when
Okay, in all fairness, I did edit it to do this, but like it's still funny.
Whoa, you gotta step.
By the way, for those of you who have not watched the first movie, if you don't want to watch my review, quick thing about it. So what happens is main character Laura gets kidnapped by main antagonist / protagonist Massimo, who is the head of a mafia. What mafia? Nobody knows. What does he actually do? Nobody knows. What does she do? Nobody knows. And he gives her 365 days to fall in love. If she doesn't, he said, I guess he's gonna let her go. Within 2 days, she's like, I'm yours forever, bang me. She also leaves her current boyfriend who is cheating on her, and he's fat and ugly, and Massimo is, I guess, a hunk. So this is what I mean by the pandering to female audiences. It's so directed at a female attention that they're like, oh, all the guys here are almost unconventionally looking a certain way, so that any normal guy in the movie is like supposed to be a bad guy or ugly because they're not chiseled. It's supposed to be an erotic sort of book, was turned into a movie, sort of like 50 Shades of Grey, and that's another cinematic masterpiece. So Martin Scorsese, he watches movies like this and is like, now I can make my masterpieces. Thank you, 365 Days. You made another Goodfellas. Goodfellas 2 coming out to cinemas near you.
you're gone, I lost my
Sorry, that was a huge tangent. The point is, now it's been 365 days. I don't know how long it's been, but Massimo and Laura are finally getting married because they're ready to commit to each other. By the way, in the first movie, she dies. She gets shot in the tunnel, I'm pretty sure. How does she recover? Nobody says. This is how I feel. How they're singing is how I feel right now. I feel like I'm in hell. They proceed to have sex before the wedding, or at least try to. This is what it is. This is what every girl's fantasy is. Not only am I gonna marry the hottest guy in the world, but he's gonna bang me on the table before we get married. Anyway, her main friend, best friend from the first movie, Olga, comes in and she is shocked to see them.
Nowy dom, nowa garderoba, a burdel ten sam.
By the way, this is called expositional dumping. It's so bad. She basically explained the start of this movie because the screenwriter was too lazy to actually show it.
Massimo, you have to get out of here!
Oh yes, this movie's also in English, Polish, Italian, Spanish. If you can, I'm pretty sure Zulu's in there at some point.
Massimo, you have to get out of here! It brings bad luck to see the bride before the wedding, not to say to bang her and ruin her makeup.
Yeah, it brings bad luck to me to watch this movie before the start of the wedding, but hey, I forgot about the thirst scene. There's one. Banging at a wedding, huh?
Ja zaraz zwariuję. Babcia Krysia by zawału dostała.
Are you jealous?
Are you jealous, baby girl?
If you want, next time you can join us.
And then she finally gets a moment to talk to Lara, and now we have more expositional dump on what happened in the first movie. Because we need to know. They didn't actually go back to the end of the first movie where she's in a tunnel and they've shot her dead.
Dalej mu nie powiedziałaś? Ale ja się codziennie nad tym zastanawiam. Ale Massimo nie może się dowiedzieć, że ja byłam w ciąży.
There's a twist. I'm sorry, there's a twist. Woo! Woo! There's a twist. Massimo can never know I'm pregnant. He didn't realize that he was like, you're getting a bit fat in the belly, bro. He didn't realize. I kept telling him I was eating baguettes. He's like, hey, give some to me next time, fatty, boom, boom. You telling me this man never knew she was pregnant? And not only that, she had to say it to her friend to allow the audience to know, oh yes, she was pregnant. How did she get out of the tunnel? Again, apparently not important enough for the audience to know. We're just gonna have to imagine that she got out. She made it out alive. Great. I just love how absolutely lazy these people are.
Gdzieś może w tunelu, w którym mało nie zginęłam, zginęło jego dziecko?
Really? Could they not please, I don't know, even try and make a movie that used the visual storytelling without needing the crutch of telling the audience what happens before showing them? This is just horrible filmmaking.
Ty myślisz, że co on by zrobił? Byłaby wojna.
Ale jaka wojna?
Olo, znasz Massimo. Wiesz, że on nigdy nie odpuszcza.
Pamiętaj, nie jesteś sama, ja też tu jestem.
They then share a tender moment after she says she would never tell Massimo because if she did, I guess he would do what the tunnel couldn't and actually kill her. They then get really close to each other. I'm not sure if you guys have friends who get that close to you. Whenever I say I need a hug, if one of my friends put his head on me and looked me dead in the eye deeply, we might turn that friendship into something more, so.
No, to co? Kochasz go?
Well, she's marrying him, you Of course. How'd you get this far into the process without asking that question?
Tym razem nie zapomnę, Majt.
Proszę bardzo, do wyboru, do koloru.
Ah, yes, something every girl says on her wedding day. I'll remember to keep my panties on. I'll pick any color you like. Who are the friends at the wedding, you might ask? Have these two made any friends, especially since she got kidnapped? Do you think her friends would like Massimo? Apparently, they have tons of friends. She's got lots of Mafia friends. Hey, Massimo, how you doing, buddy? And she's got lots of kidnapping friends, I guess. I don't...
Let me tell you a story,
Please don't. Please don't tell me a story.
but I question myself. I just hope I'll make it up.
I just hope I make it up. Alright, this song sucks. They then proceed to go into a room where they they bang it out. So I'm sorry, that's what they do.
I'll do whatever I want with you.
No. I'll do whatever I want with you. I don't want to hurt you.
They then they proceed to do it on their honeymoon. There's a shot that I love that Laura puts 3 fingers in her mouth as if she's eaten a whole bucket of KFC, and it just comes off looking like a hungry human. I then had to blur, you know, the scene obviously for YouTube purposes, but here's where Banana Man comes in. This is Laura. And then this is Massimo. I'm so sorry.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
No. I want you to the way you like.
And then Massimo throws her on the bed as if he's a wrestler. Oh, thank God, after the scene's done, we are treated to another scene. But psych, this scene is just as bad as the last one because it features Massimo's right hand. He is now falling in love with Laura's best friend, Olga. So there's that. There's 2 love scenes going on.
How do I look like?
And now we're back to Massimo and Laura. After their honeymoon, she then has time to dye her hair. I'm not sure what that symbolizes. If I had to guess, it symbolizes her change from bad actor to worse actor. I understand that the writers are Polish. My question to you is, why wouldn't you write it in the language you're most familiar in? I have not even tried to attempt to write a Chinese movie. I just haven't. Why would you do it if it's not something you know how to do? How do I look like to you? And here's his reply.
Like the first time.
Like the first time, baby.
It will be a perfect honeymoon, husband.
Oh my God. What is this conversation? How do I look like to you? Like the first time, it'll be a perfect honeymoon husband. They then proceed to bang again. This is number 3, I think. Okay, I'm counting this as a new scene because they got up to go to a golf course to bang, and this is probably the stupidest scene that I've seen. Probably the most cringy thing. Brace your eyes.
What the dog doing?
That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
This would be a wrestling plant, I believe. But about to get wet.
Here it is. The return to glory.
They then have a 5th and 6th scene. Sorry, if you're eating food, look away. Alright, so we're finally done with that horrible montage. By the way, I've sped everything up to 4 times. If you had to watch this in real time, may Lord have mercy on your soul. Thank God we're done with that scene, because we're now treated to another scene. Indian music. What? I'm not really sure the context of. Yar man, let's get sex scene on, bro. If the character was Indian, then at least I'd be like, okay, that's borderline, but still funny. Cause Kama Sutra, right? Right? Or am I overthinking?
Oh, God, so.
Welcome home!
I arranged the little trip for you two.
Do I look like furniture that you can move around?
Ti aspetto in ufficio.
The thing I hate about the characters is that Massimo has 0 depth to him. He doesn't exist as more than a human caricature of what people want a bad boy to be like. He's an evil person, but he has good intentions. Always got time for you, but somehow has also all the money in the world. I guess the perfect interpretation of what a bad guy should be to a girl. But it comes off as, you know, the most wafer-thin character I've ever seen. And to make matters worse, Laura is the most unlikable on the earth. Like, she literally does nothing with her time and still finds ways to get angry. I've arranged for you and your friend to have some time off so you can have some fun. And she's like, do I look like a furniture to you? I just can't. I don't know who I'm supposed to like in the movie, but I hate both of them.
Jaka zamyślona jesteś? No nic, no. Po prostu dobrze mi jest tutaj.
Anyway, that somehow works. Even though Laura seems mad at Massimo, she does end up going out with her friend.
Sprawa jest prosta. Wiesz, co lubi Massimo. Wiesz, co robić.
The trip basically is them eating sushi, so I don't know why he said he planned a trip. He just called into a restaurant and booked 2 people in. Wildly taking credit for something that anyone could do, Massimo. Good work. She then is like, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on Massimo, and comes back home to bang him. What are we on? 7, 8? I don't even know what the count is. It sounds like Enrique Iglesias was a depressed human being. He would sing like this, right? I don't even know how to really illustrate what just happens, but, you know, just imagine a lot of pumping and dumping action. Afterwards, the next morning, Massimo has to take a call, and Laura is like, can't you make time for me? I'm serious. This is the movie. He literally leaves her for 2 seconds, and she's like one of those codependent babies who's like, where is he? What?
It's very late. I have to leave. We're back to our normal life, baby girl, aren't we?
Hey, he said it. He said the line that made him a meme in the first one. Baby girl, are you lost, baby girl? Are ye lost, baby girl? This is the first genre-less movie. If there was still video stores or DVD stores, it would just be sitting on the floor. People would be like, what genre is this? Trash. Even the garbage bin doesn't want to pick it up, so we just leave it on the floor.
Puka się. Się ubiera, wychodzimy.
Anyway, Massimo has to leave to do business because it's late, even though, as you can clearly see in the next shot, it's daylight, so that's just fantastic. And she walks in to see Massimo's assistant banging her best friend, and she's completely okay with it. They do the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Tell me, some of you in the audience have had the sensual activities. Has any of you ever screamed the words, woo, while doing it? Have you? Because I haven't. I've never heard someone do it. But in this movie, woo is the thing that you scream while you're doing it.
You know who I am. Nobody knows me better. Today I'm feeling fine. No one tracks me down. This time.
This is what it feels like to have depression. It's hearing those words. No one drags me down.
I'm not feeling any better.
To have like a Polish lady sing off key, telling you that you'll be fine is probably a great way to visualize depression for anybody who doesn't have it. If you have seen a plot, please tell me, because I wish I could deliver a better synopsis for you. I'm doing my absolute best to deliver the most coherent plot, but I can't seem to because there's just none.
Szczerze, wolę opcję 20 lat później. Moje wrotki nie zapierdalały jak to Ferrari, chociaż bardzo się starało.
Na zawsze.
They then go to a beach and they reminisce about how they met. And Olga says that her life is better now than when she was a child, because when she was a child, she couldn't get a Ferrari. They then kiss each other because that's what friends do. Like I said, me and the homies love smooching. Hey, homie, what's up? I'll see you at the party later, right? Bye. Nice ass.
Buenasera!
No i nie zjemy desera.
We're living. I said. We're living.
Massimo then says, we are living, to just ensure everyone that we are alive. You are alive. You are alive.
I admit, I know that our beginnings were quite rough, or more like sick. You've kidnapped me, and this is sick.
Right. So Laura finally starts standing up to Massimo and saying, hey, remember how you kidnapped me? That's kind of crazy. I feel like you shouldn't have said yes to him and married him if you thought it was sick But, you know, you can play that card whenever now since your husband is formerly a man who kidnapped you.
But I fell in love with you. And then we are together. Because I decided.
Then the weirdest thing happens on the movie. Massimo turns around and then faces the camera by mistake. I'm not sure why he faces the camera, because in filmmaking we call that breaking the fourth wall. Unless it's intentional, you can't look in a camera because it sort of breaks the rules of cinema. Now, while that may be seen as a revolutionary thing to some, it just does not work in a film like this. In a film like Goodfellas or maybe Woody Allen's Annie Hall, it's great. It breaks it at a very weird time and it's revolutionary because of many different reasons and facets. Over here, I think the actor just forgot that he was not supposed to look in the camera and they kept the take.
You're right, my girl. I screwed this up.
Mrs. Torricelli, right?
Yeah, Laura.
I'm the new gardener, Nacho.
Nacho?
Not your business. But he's not just any gardener. He's a sexy gardener. What they're doing, of course, if we're looking back at the pandering to the audience and especially the females, is now it's a sequel. You invite a bit of obstacle and trouble into Laura's life. The fact that she is now invested in a new person by the name of Nacho, who I guess is the sexiest gardener you know. Does your gardener look like that? Probably not. It's probably your dad.
Mr. Torricelli wants some changes in the garden.
Wasting my time. You're talking to a person who has absolutely nothing to do.
You're wrong, Mrs.
No, Nacho. She's right. She's actually learning. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Laura, you're right. You do absolutely nothing, and you still find time to get mad at people. You are a waste of space.
Being a good wife is one of the most difficult jobs in the world.
Cook for me, they clean for me, even they cut flowers for me. So I'm so perfect at doing nothing.
Please, don't tell me that you also make money by doing nothing. You need to teach me that.
Right, so now Nacho wants to be a housewife. Got it. I don't know if the people in the screenwriter's script understand what they're even doing at this point. I think they just used Google Autopilot or something, and then they're like, yeah, say what it says.
I must go. Thank you for the water. It was a pleasure, Laura from Poland.
It was a pleasure. Nacho the gardener.
Lovely. I love the end of that scene because it's so unwittingly stupid. Anyway, now a new person is introduced into her life. There's a new love interest. It sort of like shakes things up, as many sequels do. They bring a new character in to shake up the plot, but the person is just as one-dimensional, also just as mysterious and shitty. As usual, they're just pandering to girls. The next scene takes place at Christmas, and everyone's happy. They're having a nice Christmas dinner, and Massimo gives her her own company, which is a clothing company.
Congrats. You're the owner of your own clothing company. So I know that you love work, and I want you to be free to do what you love.
Yes, because clearly she's been doing so much this whole movie. Right, of course. I know that you love working, something we've seen you do 0% of in this movie.
It's hard to give a present for someone who has everything, but I will give you something I think you should like.
Every day was mystery. Every day was mystery. Every day was mystery. Every day was mystery. Every day was mystery.
Pumpkin.
Of course, by the way, Massimo's right-hand man is now fully falling in love with Olga to the point he has married her. She says yes, and they get married, because this is a B-plot that needs to happen, even though it never goes anywhere, and I don't need to add it into the script, but here it is.
See?
Ah, yes, we now get yet another bang scene. I've seen pornos with better plots than this. I feel like you could give this to an adult star to watch and they'd be like, well, where's the plot?
Don't you miss your family?
So after the 9th, I believe, is it 9? after the 9th bang scene, they're on bed doing their pillow talk, and Laura proceeds to give Massimo the absolute smackdown for some reason, just being so mean to him. Listen to what she says.
Because besides Domenico, you have nobody. Even Mario.
She's just like, hey, don't you feel lonely? You have no friends? Besides that weird guy who you employ to work with you, you've really got no one, right? You lonely? You barely even have me.
After the accident, he was blaming himself for what happened.
Sometimes I think that you feel so lonely. Because besides me, you have no one.
God damn, Laura.
Besides me, you have nobody. You got no friends, no family. You got nothing. You got me. And I don't even like you.
No parents, no siblings.
Why is she making this man feel... I actually feel sorry for him now. The person he just banged is now making him feel horrible about his life.
I have a brother.
Oh, but there's a big twist. I have a brother. We haven't talked about him in the first movie, and even though we're married, now is the time to tell you about my family. I have a brother. There it is.
But I'd rather not have him.
You have brother. And you didn't tell me about this before. Do not tell me that you're about to leave.
Hey, daddy, you can judge me, but I never said that you're gonna like me. I'm a what I am.
I'm a what I am.
That Polish to English is just not doing as good as it should. The translation is just horrific at times.
Massimo mnie wkurwił. Ale nie będę o tym rozmawiać ani z tobą, ani z nim. It's enough for me. I want to go back.
The next scene is them at some blanket. Yep, some blanket. At the banquet, she's there, just being mean. She's being Laura, a moody princess.
Can't you see that I'm in the middle of a conversation?
Yeah. You're so gently talking to him, but talking to me, it's a different situation, right?
Why are you so negative all the time?
You're so gentle talking to him. You always do things with him, but you never do anything with me. All you ever do with me is give me companies, and you take me out to lunch and let me drive all your cars, and you bang me every day, and you know, I don't understand why you don't treat me nicely.
Have one more last conversation.
Yeah. Right.
I'll do my best to be quick.
All conversations are more important than one with me.
What do you want to have the conversation about, Laura? I'm getting pissed off, and this is a movie and a fake character, and I'm getting actually pissed off. Because he told you he didn't have a brother? Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe his brother is deformed. Maybe his brother is just a thumb with a face. And he's like, it's hard to talk about my brother. Every time I look at my own thumbs, I feel guilty because he is one. Why? Let him discuss it in his own time, you toxic woman. She then walks in on Massimo, just balls deep in a woman. He doesn't seem to notice her, and she just runs out.
Laura?
Damn, bro, that gardening money really got you a nice car, I gotta say. Also, you should be still working on the garden. What are you doing at this party, Nacho? What do you work 2 jobs? Are you serving drinks? You can also take her away?
Get me out from here.
I'm flying home in a few hours. We will find the ticket.
Nacho then offers Laura a place at his domicile, I guess. I'm really not sure where he stays. And then she calls her mother and is like, I will be fine, but also Massimo is the worst. And then she proceeds to throw her phone away.
If you want to sort things out, away from here.
Miałaś rację. Myliłam się co do Massimo i...
I like how she calls her mom and she's like, I was wrong about Massimo. At first I was like, it was a cute kidnapping, but now I realize he probably really meant it.
Nie chcę go więcej widzieć potem.
Wow, you look great.
I took what I found in the closet. Maybe it's your girlfriend's.
Sisters. I don't have a girlfriend, Laura.
Of course he doesn't. So now they are back in Nacho's house, which for a gardener looks like, I'm not sure, it looks like a Frank Gehry home. I just don't understand what gardeners make back in Europe, but I need to clearly become one. Laura then changes into what she thinks is Nacho's girlfriend's clothing, but he assures her that he doesn't have a girlfriend, just a sister, which is, again, just the greatest plot device. We're now pandering to females because it's like, oh, he's just a single guy who's just very good looking and lovely and he ticks all the boxes, and he's single.
Oh my god.
Pregnancy hormones. Are you okay? It's just a pity she chose an hustle for the father.
So anyway, Nacho picks her up after she drops a glass because she's incapable of walking from side to side. This girl gets less and less able to do things as the minute goes on. Meanwhile, we go back to Massimo, and he gets hit with the softest slap in the world by Laura's mother, who is concerned about her.
I have no idea where is she.
What did you do to her? What did you do to my daughter? I knew you were a bad person since I met you.
I knew you were a bad person ever since you kidnapped my daughter. I was like, I got a bad feeling about you. I'm not sure about this one.
But I know one thing. If my daughter decided to leave you, she has a damn good reason for it.
We then return to the next scene, and it turns out Nacho is a man of the ocean. Not only is he a gardener, but he's a wave surfer too. He's a gnarly dude kind of guy. Laura and Nacho's sister catch up. What's Nacho's sister's name? I don't think she has one.
Ignacio has been so sweet since I'm pregnant. I'm treated like a queen.
You know how I was joking about Nacho being like a weird touchy brother? Just look at the scene. Tell me, anybody who has a sibling, please tell me if your brother or sister does this. You guys ever get kissed by your sibling like that? That's disgusting, eh? I don't got no siblings, but I don't think if I had a sibling I'd be kissing her tummy anytime soon.
So you didn't know what he was doing in Sicily?
Honey, you can't keep up with Nacho. He's the most spontaneous person I know. And he's also very loyal to his family.
So that was it. He smacked his lips like he just took a hit from the crack pipe. We're now back to Nacho and Laura says the stupidest thing in history.
You could be my new girlfriend. You're so good at it.
I'm not sure if it was a compliment or you just cut my balls.
I'm assuming she said that because he put a blanket over her and gave her wine. I didn't know that was an exclusive thing to girls, but hey. He then says something about cutting his balls off, so that's fun.
A guy cheating on a woman like you must be an idiot.
Detto che non avrebbe funzionato, che avrebbe capito tutto.
Bene, potevi fare di meglio. Io la mia parte l'ho recitata in modo perfetto.
E mica sa che Massimo, fratello gemello.
Massimo has, dun dun dun, a twin brother called Massi-ho. No, I don't know what he's called. Thank God that they introduced that and didn't show it, instead said it. Otherwise, I would have never known. This guy's acting as two people. His acting range is not even good enough for one person. Then now I just don't even know which one he is. And it's not because he's so good, it's because he's so bad. I didn't even know he was supposed to be playing two characters. They just wear the exact same clothes, have the exact same hair, look the exact same. Okay, sure. Even twin brothers wear different underwear, my guy.
Ho un messaggio. Noce in Sicilia. Ha partito con lui.
Tu solamente hai mandato a puttana il nostro piano.
So, I'm assuming the plan, Massimo's twin brother is going to pretend to be Massimo, and then he's going to do a goal, and then Laura's going to walk in, think it's Massimo, then leave so that she can probably get kidnapped him. So maybe she gets kidnapped again, and they can use her against Massimo. Why? Plot device. I don't know. So now we return to the real Massimo, and we can tell he's the good guy because he's wearing glasses.
E con lui il sorriso, tutto pronto.
Siediti.
While Massimo's thinking of a plan to get Laura back, we are now greeted by literally the scariest shot I think I've seen in the movie, is a close-up of Nacho's face saying, "Make love with me." I sort of cut that one short, but that was pretty bad. Laura is then awoken by the sound of someone trying to break in, and Nacho subdues the person.
You killed him.
Unfortunately not. You will be fine. Are you okay?
What happened last night?
It's over now. The police will take care of it.
But why would anyone break into your house? And why can an ordinary gardener like you have all of this?
I told you, my father is a wealthy man.
Right, because that's the plot device. Isn't that a weird, convenient... Oh, God. It's the writing is so I actually sat and watched this and I wanted to cry. I really wanted to watch Goodfellas after this because I wanted to cleanse my eyes and watch something brilliant. I would settle for 365 Days, the first movie, after this. That's how bad the sequel is.
Pronto? Ok. Certo. Cazzo.
I will teach you something.
What?
Now it doesn't matter.
I guess we have time for another scene in the water where Laura and Nacho bond even more, and I think she starts daydreaming about CX in him.
Scusami. Chiamo Tommaso, dobbiamo partire, prepara tutto.
What happened with
This is just a funny scene. She looks down and she finds Nacho between her legs.
just hold my hand? Just let it go.
Oh my god, look at him. This looks like it could be an ad for Kodak. It's like a sweet song playing and he's like, "Hi."
One day I would like to live here for good. With someone like you. We are going to see my father today. Massimo will be there.
What happens is somehow Laura finds out that Nacho also part of the mafioso because everybody in Italy and Sicily and everywhere in between is part of some sort of mafia gang.
And the eternal rival of your husband's family.
So your father told you to bring me to the island?
No. You came here because you wanted to.
What if I didn't want to?
But it doesn't matter because you did, so... Anyway, they go to meet the boss man who's Nacho's father, and Massimo's there.
I would like to apologize that we are meeting in such unpleasant circumstances, but I believe that as a businessman, you will understand that the goal justifies the means.
The end justifies the means, not the goal. The end. But okay, it's a good try, man. Good try.
Family had the non-aggression pact.
Are you aggressive mafia or you the non-aggressive mafia? The non-aggressive mafia is the don't do that again or I'll hug you.
But you're expanding too much. We have been sending you warnings, Laura's accident, but you are too convinced of your own strength. We figured your stupid brother will do perfect.
Essentially what's happening here is they're making the last-ditch effort as a plot. I don't think there's much semblance of a plot, but from what I can gather, Massimo is a boss of some sort. I guess he's the head of the mafia, but the real head of the mafia is Nacho's dad, who's like, Massimo, you shouldn't be in control because you keep trying to do some crazy stuff, and we need someone who we can control by employing your brother, who is just greedy and outrageous, and this somehow is easier to control than you, so...
You're wrong.
They finally get the actor to try acting. It's the last 5 minutes of the movie. They were like, hey, you want to try acting? And not just banging everything on set. And he tried. It's not good, but he tried.
Can you use my wife this way?
Massimo, coming here with Nacho was Laura's decision.
We need to go. Twin brother was so unlucky because he was born 10 minutes later. But it's nice to meet you. Yeah. I have to get rid of your husband.
Meanwhile, while she's almost getting mauled by the evil Massimo, the other two are taking their sweet time walking in slow motion because they have no urgency to actually get to her on time.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm winning.
The last 10 minutes of the plot happens literally in the third act happens like this fast and then the movie's over. There's no actual pacing. This is all happening without me really needing to cut it or like cut parts out. This is all just happening.
What are you doing here? You were supposed to wait in Sicily until the negotiations were over.
You know them?
La domanda è... Davvero? Pensi che questa puttanella valga tutto l'impero che ha creato nostro padre?
And the Oscar goes to
Massimo.
What was that? What acting choice was?
Sometimes I wonder if your child would have looked more like you.
I don't know if Massimo knows that she even had a child. I thought she didn't tell him, as far as I'm aware. Maybe this is the revelation. Massimo's like, oh, I had a kid? What are you talking about? For some reason, Laura manages to break out by just running.
Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you.
Inside now.
That's the end of the movie. It ends with the camera crane shot going up as Massimo attends to his possibly, again, dead girlfriend. Will she come back? We don't know, except we do know, because yes, there is another 365-day movie in production right now. Quickly, I just wanted to explain, the fact this movie is just terrible beyond belief. Movies I've ever seen. It has no pacing, no sense of semblance in terms of plot, no structure. They use songs about 70% of the time to communicate what's happening, which shows the screenwriters are so poor at actually executing what they're supposed to do that they need the crutch of using music as cues in order to either montage or flesh out a scene. Because if you take away the montages and musical sequence, and if you take out the you probably have 3 minutes of a movie. Honestly, I'm not even joking. If you want to combine all that, someone can do it. You'll get maybe 3 to 5 minutes of a movie. Just a lazy production. I'm not sure who's giving them the budget, and I'm not sure what the return is, but I'm assuming people like me and other people who watch it because it's so bad are ready to see this movie. I know the first movie made back $9 million. I don't know, maybe the budget was $1 million. So they're probably turning some sort of a profit. It's crazy. And I don't know what the sequel has made. I will maybe tell you by the time we get to the third one, but I just think this is an insult to cinema and an insult to people who it panders to, which are the females. This is a movie that's less geared towards, I guess, the female. It should be, but it just comes off as a terrible movie with a genreless action. Just nonsense. If I had to give this movie a rating out of 10, I would rate it 10 out of 1,000,000. Yeah, I can't say enough bad about this movie, but it has been just a pleasure to watch the credits of this movie. That's my review of the movie. I think that if Netflix can just give me a damn special or a talk show like I keep telling them to, they would make some real money. I'll make you way more money than weird Italian guys trying to sing and not being able to. Please. Give it to me, Netflix. Thank you for watching my review of 365 days. I'm gonna need 365 days to recover so I can do the next movie. Until then, thanks so much for watching. Your big baby. I'll see you. Bye.